What's up guys, welcome back to InvestingPH. The market this month went wild, coming down to its lowest point in the past 9 months. Well, if you've been investing pre-pandemic, this isn't much of a new scenario for you. Now we are still far away from our pre-pandemic numbers, and with all that is happening around the world, I don't think we'll be expecting full recovery anytime soon. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, I do this portfolio reveal every end of the month, may it be a good one or a bad one. I'll be completely transparent. So before we start, I would appreciate it if you do press the like button. And if you really appreciate my videos so far and want to support my journey towards financial freedom, then there's a way for you to do that by clicking the thanks button. So with that, let's start. Now with the PSE index going down to 6,300 this month, if you're new to investing and have just started mid last year, then your portfolio may be at a negative right now, especially for those who are just cost averaging in an index fund. Though we are seeing other countries like the USA have already far exceeded their pre-pandemic numbers, fear not, though it may not look that pretty in the short-term point of view, but our index has recovered well in the number of market crashes that hit it. Though we don't know for sure how long our recovery would take, like in 1997 to 2008, wherein if you invested February of 1997 and just leave your money there after 5 years, your money would have still been in the negative. And fast forward to 2008, you've just barely made any gains. Then another market crash happened again. But if you stayed true to your long-term strategy, even with the market far from its pre-pandemic price right now, you would have still doubled your money. And it's not like you just left your money there, not investing during the time the market was at a very huge discount. Your gains would be far greater if you did invest consistently throughout those years. Anyway, I'm saying this because we don't know when the market will recover. With inflation rate rising and still there being an ongoing war, with this, we may even experience what happened back then. That no one knows. That's why if you are investing now, have a wider time horizon. Warren Buffett said, if you are not willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. With words from the greatest investor himself, it's fair to say, when you own a stock, you should think about holding it forever. Assuming the business is a great company, of course, that would continue to grow in the long run. Anyway, for me, I added 51,400 pesos to my account. Now, this is larger than my usual average investment. Since last month, I didn't invest that much. I was looking for a better buying opportunity at a much discounted price. And true enough, this month, a lot of the stocks I want went down. Right now, my total invested money is 1,287,600. And my portfolio return is at 9.43%, which is 121,396, which is a bit higher than last month, though most of my capital gains had been wiped out due to most of my large holdings going down. The dividends I reinvested helped push my portfolio gains. Anyway, the stocks I bought this month are Pure Gold, LT Group, Security Bank, MPI, DDMPR, and Costco. So like as I've mentioned earlier, I invested a larger amount this month and went on a buying spree since most of these stocks went down hard. And since most companies have already released their annual and quarterly reports, I'll show you an update for these stocks. For Pure Gold, they've been consistent in their growth even amidst the pandemic, though in 2021, it's only a slight positive growth which is still good, and in their latest 12 months, they are already in the positive. As for DDMPR, they posted an outstanding growth in 2021, which pushed their earnings past their pre-pandemic level, and in their latest 12 months, they have a 2.23% growth already. For LTG, they still have yet to beat their pre-pandemic earnings, but if you look at the trend of their growth, they are still in the positive. Their 2019 was just really high. For Costco, though I've talked about this in my previous video, that doesn't have their full 2021 report and their current quarterly earnings. So for Costco, they as well weren't affected by the pandemic that much, still growing consistently. Now don't be fooled by their negative growth in 2020, since in 2019, they had a one-time interest gain which drastically increased their net income. But taking that aside, from following the trend of their earnings, they are growing steadily throughout the years. Now for the remaining stocks I bought, you can see their updated earnings on my video of 5 undervalued stocks to buy. There's a link below. Adding up to this, a lot of these companies had been buying back shares of their company. Costco, Pure Gold, and MPI as well. Now, one sign why a company buys back their share is when they see the company's stock price is undervalued. Now, there are both advantages and disadvantages of share buybacks that we will tackle in a future video. With that, these are all the stocks I own. LTG takes up the largest share, followed by Megaworld and Aboitiz Power. And with the continuous acquisition of shares of Costco and Pure Gold, both now take up 5% each. Grouping them by sector, my holding companies are slowly getting larger every month, and if you've watched my previous portfolio reveal, I had been consistently buying different bank companies as I've seen their sector is still trading at a discount. So if this continues, I think their share would still increase in the upcoming months. And for my dividends, there wasn't much addition this month. The only company that gave out dividends was DDMPR, which gave me 876 pesos. This brings my total dividends for this year to 24,798 and the grand total of my dividends to 76,760 pesos. Though I didn't get much this month, 5 companies have already announced their dividend payout, which are Philinvest, China Bank, LTG, my largest holding, and another payout by DDMPR. I'm really excited about this. I think this would be my largest month for dividend income. Now, I hope to reach 100k total dividends received this year. But if I won't be able to, then I won't force it. I won't chase after dividends. A lot do this. Once a company announces their dividend payout, they would buy in and sell after the ex-dividend date, which is not a good strategy. I talked about this in one of my videos, which is 5 dividend investing mistakes that you should avoid. If you are a dividend investor, I suggest you watch this video. There's a link below. Now, this is what I love about dividends. Since I'm getting a good amount yearly, I'm not afraid if the stock market would trade sideways for a long time, like what happened in 1997 to 2008. And remember, whenever you reinvest it back, it would earn more dividends for you, thus increasing your overall yield every year. My goal is for my dividends to be bigger than the one I can invest every year, and it's not impossible. You just need time and compounding. As for my portfolio, if my total dividends received would climb to 100k this year, assuming my portfolio dividend yield is 4%, then this 100k worth of dividends would earn 4,000 pesos for me the next year. Though it's still quite small, imagine after 10 or 20 years from now, this would be massive. That's why never underestimate dividends. Always reinvest it. Moving on, in comparison with the index, my portfolio is at 9.43% gain, while the PSEI is still down negative 17.67%. Now, though this is still quite small, if I compare my portfolio back then when the index was at this level, which was in February of 2021, that time, my portfolio was down as well at a negative 3%, but right now with the same level of the index, it is now at 9.43%. This can be greatly attributed to my dividends, which comprises more than half of my total gains. So far so good, my portfolio is doing quite well considering our market had been stagnant for more than a year now. So I'll just continue what I always do, consistently invest every month, buy the cheapest company on my watch list, and reinvest every dividends I get. To end this video, I share a quote from Warren Buffett. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. Well, if you've ever wondered if you need to be smart to be successful in investing, you don't need to be. In reality, a lot of smart people don't even do well in the stock market because no matter how knowledgeable you are in investing, knowing all the stock market terms, knowing all the formulas, mastering all those complicated chart valuation techniques, if you aren't disciplined enough, then you won't be able to survive in the long run. A lot of investors panic when their stocks go down, and likewise, when they see a company going up in price, they get the urge of buying in so that they won't miss out. If you don't have the right discipline, you will do this mistake. Remember, a disciplined investor is a wealthy investor because they have learned that market fluctuations are normal and that patience pays off. Because humans are by nature irrational beings and are often tempted to make trades when they think the market is working against them. A well-tempered investor knows not to watch the market. With that, this ends this video for today. I hope you liked it, and if you did and still haven't clicked the like button, then now is the time to do so. And if you still aren't subscribed, then do click the subscribe button as well. So thank you and see you in the next video.